So, what's up guys? Damien again. This video, I'm out in the park riding my e-bike and thought of a topic that I wanted to cover, and I thought it'd be good for the Christmas season. Excuse me. So it's being in the moment and what that means. People talk about that right all the time, and what does that actually mean? Being present, being in the moment. Well, for me, being present has nothing to do with what you're doing at all, or where you're at, or who you're with. It's actually an awareness of the unity between yourself and everything around you. So it's the lack of separation. It's the conscious awareness of unity, of wholeness, of togetherness, of oneness. So, that's why you have terms like clutch and in the zone and in the groove, in the vibe, right? Dancers and athletes and stuff are in the moment a lot. Those fantastic catches or miraculous shots. But that involves practice. It takes a lot of practice, and that's what spirituality is for me. It's getting better at making use and being present in my moments. As you get better at that, then you become more particular about the moments that you would like to participate in and places you'd like to exchange with others and mindsets involved. So, yeah. Another interesting thing is that being in the moment is tangible. That feeling is tangible. When you feel like all of the synchronization comes together in your favor, serendipity is what people call it. That's being in the moment. The awareness of the serendipitousness, as John Cusack said. It's being punctual, it's being on time. That's something that you'll notice as you get better at being in the moment, is that you won't be late, because I think the most important thing I would convey in this video is that if the moment is existing, wherever you are at the moment, if it's already happening and there's nothing you can do about it, then it's exactly where you're supposed to be in the grand scheme of the universe. Everything has aligned for you to come down at this one moment. Well, that's amazing. A tree just fell behind me. I'm gonna go check it out, but I did find that fairly interesting that happened right then. I'm out in the forest. I'm in Washington Park. It's Christmas Eve. I wanted to come out and just get some things off my head, take some photos. So, tips to help with being in the moment. Breathe. Find things to synchronize with. It's about steadying things. You want to try to be. You want to try to slow the roll, as it were. But it does really come down to going with the flow. That's what it's ultimately what you end up doing when you're in the moment, is going with the flow. And it's okay to have preference about that flow. You are still able to steer your ship, but it's you'll find that you'll end up co-creating moments that allow you to, or that align with your highest want. So, you know, talking about me and in my job situation before, you know, how does that go along with being in the moment? Well, you know, that was me being present in the moment. My higher self had been screaming at me for so long, and that's kind of why you end up, you know, getting into those situations where you get so stressed out and you feel so overwhelmed and helpless and alone, is because you're just paddling upstream and you've been doing it for so long, you're exhausted. So it can be just as simple as turning around and going, wee, right? It's possible. I prepared. I took a long time, but I ended up not needing my funds that I prepared for. I ended up not needing to go on the job hunt and do a bunch of searching, because things kind of just fell in place once I made the jump, you know. But yeah, if you are where you are right now, then that's where you're supposed to be. So once we know that, now that we know that we're, you know, we're here and we're exactly where we're supposed to be, and the universe has come together in its infinite potential to place us exactly where we are, what do we do with that? You know, we have an interesting time ahead with the president, grab him by the pussy, Trump, going into office here soon. It's just baffling still. But that isn't, you know, politics. That's one hair on the head. There's lots of things going on, and, you know, you'll notice a lot of spiritual teachers are talking about, you know, hopping on the ride, letting go of the train that I was talking about, the train that a lot of people were talking about, which is your plastic society train, which is not going to stop. It's definitely headed where it's going. But you can just jump off that train and onto the real train, which is more or less, you know, bringing us into ultimate awareness of our potential here on this planet, and allowing that to move forward, and using these ridiculous yet times of infinite potential just as any other time. You know, that's what I mean by being in the moment has nothing to do with what you're doing or where you are. It's timeless, because being present has nothing to do with time. Even being punctual has nothing to do with time. They both go hand in hand. You'll never show up late if you are being present, and that's because you're not fighting your moment. You're not trying to race around or get somewhere else, or, you know, feel busy. And, you know, that's how people distract themselves. That's not how people become present. The more you pack into your moment does not mean that you're more present in your moment. If anything, that's just multitasking, which, you know, you can be present multitasking too. I'm not saying you can't, but yeah, trying times, be present, breathe, find things to synchronize with, listen to music, meditate, and notice how you're feeling. Notice how people around you, notice the details, you know, get into the details, get into the intricacies of physical world and why we're here. So many people are talking about, you know, wanting to run away into the forest and live out their days alone and get away from this society and this tragic world and all these problems. But I say get involved, get engaged, get present, get aware of how you want things to change and where you are and what you're able to do from there. You know, that's that's far more useful, if anything. Alright, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, happy, what is today, Saturday? Happy 2 p.m. I believe is where it's at in Portland. And yeah, so this is, I'll just do a, this is my e-bike. This is my little travel spaceship, and I'm gonna head back to my house. So again, thanks a lot for watching. I love you all, and have a wonderful day.